There's many facets. Well, you speak of the reboot. I mean, it has been like right off and on, and it seemed like it was happening. I mean, Drita has said I will never do a reboot, but I mean, do you think we will ever get a reboot? I mean, I know VH1 at one point said it's not going forward, and it's like it seems like it's back and forth, but is it dead now completely?
I believe that it's done. I believe I mean, in my opinion, I believe so because now they're airing. I mean, I the show I believe was sold and now switched hands into who owns it now. So while my sister and her partners they had their hands on it, they were still trying to figure out a way how to bring it back. But I believe now that it's been sold and that they have all those rights and all that money that they get over there, I don't believe they need us. They might find a new cast. I don't know if I would go back.
You don't.
I don't know if I would. I mean, it wouldn't be Mob Wives without the original cast. Absolutely not. Maybe cameos, but I don't think I could ever do TV in that capacity again. And I'm not lying. And that's only because the last week we've been filming this little show that I was telling you about. And I'm like, I don't miss TV now this much.
Really?
Sad. I don't miss. I actually, because I found peace. I found a peace, and I have been rushing for I've been filming 2 and 3 times a day. Mob Wives, we didn't do that. They maybe with 2 scenes. One was at like 12. One was like at 5. They were like an hour each. It was different. This I'm back to back to back to back and moving and Ubers and here and there, and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm grandma. I want to be grandma.
What if your front door rang and you opened it and you saw your sister and Karen Gravano was standing next to her and Carla was right there and they're like, Renee, we want you. We are gonna somehow they figured it out, even though it's been sold. We're gonna do this.
Okay, well, to have Karen, Jennifer, and Color all together, that right there is never happening. So I don't have to worry about them ringing my doorbell. But no, I mean, the only way I would go back right now is it was financially. That's it. This is a job now. Now it's a job. I'm still going to be me, but now it's a job, and I have to figure out a way to separate my life from my life.
I agree with all that. I tell people all the time in my next lifetime, which I'm too busy in this one, I am going to come back and I'm going to open a reality school. Really. And that is like my first advice for everyone is never believe that you're not replaceable because everyone's replaceable. And my second advice is like, yeah, it is a job. You have to like separate your person because it's when you don't that you just not you, just everyone goes off the rails and you lose your mind.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and you might not see everybody lose their mind on TV like you've seen me and a lot of the rest of the reality stars. But yeah, they're secretly cracking. Or they got a better team than I had. You know what I mean? Or they're not the Cancer on the zodiac. So they're not the I feel motto. Like I feel before I think. I feel it. I'm emotionally based and driven. So it right there is a problem for reality. Listen, I was the train wreck they wanted to happen. I was the
Yeah.
train wreck they wanted to happen. I was a pretty train wreck some days. Some days I wasn't so pretty. But what I've learned, and I've especially over the last few months, is my mouth was not nice. Ooh, yeah.
Do you, as part of your recovery, like, and did someone say go back and watch all the episodes? Like, I mean, can you watch them? Do you cringe?
They
I
told
mean,
me
not
never to watch it again.
really.
They told me never to watch it again because there's times that I hear clips and I get sick. Literally, I get like knots in my stomach, and I'm like, especially when I was medicated. That right there makes me want to medicate again, and that is not good. And I would never do that to myself. Like I've come way too far to go back to the girl that has to medicate herself from her medication. You know what I mean? Like to that the whole Vegas itself, that was a really, really that was a really sad time in my life. A really sad time. Almost something bad could have really happened to me. Um, uh, yeah, people weren't very educated around me on how to take care of a person. Like I was on Xanax, cocaine, you know what I mean? I'm not a drinker. I don't like alcohol, never did. I grew up just being blunt and being me, cocaine and champagne, and it was just partying. It wasn't using, it was partying. And then after I was sexually assaulted as an adult at 37 years old by a predator in a hospital, the doctors prescribed me like Xanax because I lost it. I lost it. My whole family was in jail. I had nobody to protect me. And I lost my mind because it was something that I feared from a very young age. And then it happened to me at 37. So I didn't start even taking, I never took a pill until I was in my late, almost 40 years old. And once I did that and the doctors medicated me, I was like, oh, this is the relief. Oh, okay, I like this relief. Until it wasn't relieving, I was gone. Like I was so, I don't think like, I was prescribed a very high dosage for a person that never took a pill. And they made the mistake right there. But they made that mistake, I guess, in ways. My father's doctors just shut her up, medicate her. That's horrible that people do that to people. You know what I mean? Like instead of saying, let her work through this or, let's medicate her a little bit to take the edge off, they wanted me to be completely unable to think. No, I can't say that because then I would have to hold them fully responsible and say that they knew exactly what they were doing. I'd love to believe that nobody would ever do that to another human, but I think they didn't know what to do with me. It was a whole bunch of emotion. Something was taken from me. Something was taken from me. That like and as a woman, that's not supposed to be taken. It's supposed to be given at the right time in your life. So to have somebody take that away from me and being out here alone and a single mom, that put me over the edge. And then to watch that play out on Mob Wives, because again, you don't know why me and Carla had the fight. You don't know the backstory behind it. We were fighting. Her boyfriend was very disrespectful with. It's not her boyfriend by any means. He with his hands. It sent me. I had to go back to therapy. I was doing really well, and that triggered my trauma, which that was it. Like it started in the beginning of Mob Wives, the trauma.
And you had like really dark days that you thought maybe you would take things like take your own life.
No, 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 no.